Because it redoes it like it's weird. I'll explain later. Okay, hello everybody, welcome. How are you all? Long time no see, because we weren't on last week, were we now? Because we were in France. So how are you all? It's been a week. Now, I did put a poll out on my channel about a subject which I think we'll be having a bit of a chat about, won't we?
Yeah.
Yes. So you can quickly vote in that if you already haven't. Obviously come back because you want to see all the results and everything, talk about it and have your opinion. We've got really a lot of interesting stories today. I couldn't fit them all inside the caption, but I tried to get a little bit of it in as much best as I could. And yeah, I think we're all ready to rumble, aren't we?
Yeah, yes, we are. We're very definitely ready to rumble.
So as I was saying, I have come back from France, and I'm trying to think
Just to get that in.
Some of the things that we have.
Right, users on.
Hello.
Dave's on.
Hello.
Hope your stream goes well. If I end up getting busy and don't make it back, well, I hope you don't end up getting busy. Hope you stay.
Well, yes, we were in France. Now, a lot of things happen. I'm trying to think of everything, because I put inside the title my funny stories. I can think of one for definite, but I'm just trying to think of what else happened.
Oh, your raw joke.
So I did do my own joke. So this was a very funny joke, because we were at this market and we bought some oars, and basically because in France, to say goodbye, you say au revoir.
I think most people know that.
Yeah, but you know, you have to be, you know.
You know, your subscribers aren't thick.
You have to cover it for, you know, the odd one. So, au revoir. And when I said goodbye after I bought the oars, I said, au revoir. You know, oars, you know what I mean?
I don't know what she needs, you know, attention for that and another, you know, clap. Well
but what
done,
else
Matilda.
happened? So, and also, so we went to this, we stopped at this place and had some showers, right? And I had my shower and I was waiting outside. Obviously, it's really sunny there. I was waiting outside and my mother was inside one of the showers. Now, there was two separate showers. Well, so there's two separate rooms, but both of them are two showers and two sinks inside, right? And there was one on the left and one on the right. My mother was inside the left one. And because we were in France, there was obviously a mixture of English and French, but majority of people are French, obviously. But we were at...
Thank God.
The place we were at is, you know, holiday place, so obviously... there's more chance of the English are on holiday than the French.
We like it when we go on holiday for it to be, you know, completely different to England. So we don't want any subways or anything like that. And we really try and speak the language. So we like everything completely French, don't we? We're not one of these that goes across and then goes, there's no McDonald's.
What I tend to try and do is...
We throw ourselves on the floor when we see a McDonald's.
Well, what I try to do is, when I see an English person, I try to act as French as I can. Because then they get full with them that I'm French. You know what I mean? Because there were some people inside the car park we were at the place. They you can see on the number plates if you're French or whatever. There's a lot of Dutch and stuff.
There's a lot of Dutch.
There was a lot of Dutch. Yeah. And the B one as well, which is Belgium. Was it Belgium? Yeah. There was a lot of them. I never saw a German. But anyway, so you know who's English. So when I go past English people without chatting to them, I pretend I'm French, just trying to fool them. But anyway, back to my story. So
Michael's on.
Hello.
50 Thunder is on.
Hello.
Yeah, do actually use this as the guy was very generous with his praise of the joke. I don't think he had a clue what was going on. I think he just thought she's a bit of a lunatic with two large sticks, but so I better just smile.
He probably thought he's still got the money for it, so
yeah,
it doesn't matter to
yeah,
me.
he just thinks I don't care. He obviously thought, oh, she's really happy with those two oars. Because there's nothing to say, I don't know what oar is in French, but there's nothing to say that he understood that they were oars in English. Is there?
No.
Because we don't know what it is in French.
Well, he just said
and I could know quite a good vocabulary.
He probably
in
thought
French.
it just really funny I was saying au revoir, because he might have just thought my pronunciation's a bit off.
Yeah. Oh, she's very happy.
But so what happened was, I was waiting outside with the stuff, Mother was inside the shower, and this guy came up and he started just looking around, and I was just watching him looking around, you know, just for a while. It was quite a while, and he was just walking backwards and forwards in between these two toilets, and I just thought, you're English. So I mean, I didn't think that, you know, I just did. So I said, hello, you're alright, do you need any help? So he says, oh, look, I don't know which one's a male or female. So I said, well, I don't think it really matters, but you could probably go in that one. The reason why I said that was my mother was inside the other one, so I just said for him to go in that one.
Just send him in mine.
Yeah, I sent him to the other one. So
Just scrub your back.
So he went in and he continued looking around confused. I said, what's wrong now? I literally worded it like, so I said, what's wrong now?
Like a child.
And he goes, oh, I don't know how it works. So I said, you just press the middle.
for
You just,
goodness
I know. This is one of it. So I said, you just press the middle button and then it just turns on. You have to keep doing it. So it's all right then. So he continued being confused, and then the swear words started coming, and he literally just started swearing. Like Matt was like, "Are you okay? What's wrong now?" And he says, "Well, there's no light switch. How am I supposed to see if there's any books?" So I said, "Well, I don't think he'll kill you. I think you'll be all right. I think you'll." How did I say? Oh no, I said, I think you'll live. I think you'll be fine. If there isn't a light, it just turns on and off. So he's like, oh. So he went in, and I could hear a lot of moans, and he went for a shower. Now, there wasn't a light switch, as far as I was aware, but then I did find out it was on a timer, so there was a light switch. So I'm sorry if the person's just going to give a really bad review to the site and said, oh, it was ridiculous, there's no lights.
Well,
But
I think he should be able to
there
find it
was.
himself.
Well, I didn't know there was any lights, but I realised I, lived. It wasn't that dramatic. I just lived, and as I'm here today.
After my counselling session.
Oh my god. I just turned it basically.
About my nun-lit shower. Adrian's on.
Hello, Adrian.
Carol's on, and Gary's on, and Gary says more awful jokes on the way. More awful.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, you've got to laugh at Gary's if you laughed at yours.
I think
Yeah. Carol says I just had a week's holiday being a chambermaid. How do you have a week's holiday being a chambermaid?
God knows.
We've got an interesting story. Please do send it in, Carl, for MRW News, and we'll read it out.
Well, I just posted a short, and because of I didn't only found it once inside France, but basically they had this traffic light where it counted and us down, and I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody commented. They said, "Oh, they have them in Australia and New Zealand." Just saying. And I was like, I never said they didn't.
No, they always do that, don't they? I'm not in Australia.
And I never said they weren't in there. I just said England take notes. And then they were in England.
And the other thing people don't realise is you're a child. So when they look at it and they think something like, oh yeah, well, we've had them for like 30 years, they're probably about 40, 50, 60 years old. But it's new to you, isn't it?
And also the thing is that...
And they don't see, they never see that. They think, because obviously you only start really absorbing things from about 8, 9 years old, don't you? You can, obviously you'll learn how to feed yourself and stuff, but worldwide things from about 8, 9. So really effectively, you've had about 6 or 7 years learning. They expect you to ram it all in, don't they?
Like,
so you turn around, it's new to you, isn't it?
If I was the best chaser, I might half
Yes, you
understand
imagine.
it. But I'm not a chaser.
Can you imagine Frosty Knickers? They go, woo, it's a light. The one that Anne Haggerty, they call her Frosty Knickers. Yeah, can you imagine her getting all excited about it? And Anne, they've been around for like 30 years. All right, okay. But you're and it's funny that you get these older people and they never comprehend that, do they? That you are seeing it for the first time because you haven't had that life.
Well, they just think you're supposed to know everything. Just
everything just round in.
It doesn't mean,
And also, if you didn't do it, like when you're doing it, 'cause you're obviously a YouTuber, so when you do it, I've seen those lights before.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been to France loads of times.
Oh,
Well, exactly, because then there wouldn't be a story, would there? So if you just said, "Oh my God, look at those lights," and I'd have gone.
well, you just
I'd have been really depressed and go, "They have them in Australia and everywhere like that." You
just
go,
saying.
Yeah.
You can go see he's coming, by the way.
They're gonna now. Probably abuse him. You'll have abused him anyway, I'm sure. But if I said that when you said so, you went, "Oh my God, there's those lights," like suppressed you, as so many people do. And, lots of people do it, don't they? Go, "Oh, that was a stupid Matilda. They've been in Australia for years." You start recording. So your YouTubers wouldn't actually get the enjoyment of that, would they?
No, and also my point of the story was England, take note. Meaning that can we have these in English because I've lived in England, so I've never seen that.
It's like shifting them a million times.
I'm saying England, look, take notes. Look how brilliant it is.
All the people I'm friends will never have seen them anyway. So you weren't actually turning around saying, "Oh my God, look at these. I've never seen these before." You were actually turning around saying, "England, take note."
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying England, take notes, because I'd like it. But the only thing is, so there was a few, so majority of the time France was brilliant, right? And I love France, and a bit better.
But it is getting that way. Many people say, I don't want to.
The problem is,
I was born here, and obviously you've been born here. Billy's been born here. All my relatives are back from here, and I'd say 25 years ago, 20 years ago, England was a wonderful place. There wasn't all these restrictions. There wasn't all this, you know, crap buildings and stuff. You know, we heritage.
But
And
England
you cared
has
about
some
it. So
absolutely
I don't
gorgeous
like to
buildings,
I
but
don't
it's
like
just
to
in the
slag
new
it
ones.
off.
I
But
don't
you know, you do go over to France. It's litter free.
It is.
It's totally. Calais wasn't.
But I mean, it was
But-
just. Because obviously you could tell the difference
We're not
between-
litter free.
But there was a lot. I mean, obviously, there was some bad French people. We're not saying everybody was brilliant. There was one guy actually here. I didn't get it on record sadly, but we were waiting for this. Oh, my man. We're waiting for this pizza. So it was a beautiful place. We ate in there once, and then we had a takeaway pizza because obviously it's cheaper. I tell you what else happened there. Just before I tell that story, so we're having our pizza out, and in France they give you loads of extras. I think they do charge you really, but they give you loads of extras. So we had these nuts, and they gave you bread and stuff. But we had these nuts while we were waiting for our dinner to come, and then once our dinner come, we had our dinner, and then seconds after this, the staff woman came and just took my nuts straight away.
Yeah, she did. And she poured them into another tub and she gave them to somebody else. And I don't know if any of you have been to France. I'm sure some of you will. But if you've noticed this, they don't bother about flies. There isn't as many flies over in France as there is in England. And
More wasps, I'd say.
yeah, there's wasps because they have a lot of sugar content in the boulangeries, don't they? They have a lot of cakes. I think the reasoning being, I might be wrong, is because there isn't the food waste in France. Because the food is that in places like this, not just like big cities, but the food is just so brilliant. You never saw any waste here, so therefore you don't get the flies. So I think when we went to France, which it was just so hot, I couldn't touch Vera's top of the steering wheel in the morning. That's how hot
She was like,
it was absolutely
Really?
boiling. We saw about 2 flies, but we did see quite a few wasps in the blue laundries. But they don't like when they got those nuts, which we'd been eating out of. They just put them into another tub and gave them to some other people, and they didn't care about the flies, did they? So an English thing, we'd be absolutely horrified by that. But it's funny when you get used to it, you don't think you're not
once
horrified
you've been a week
anymore.
in France,
Yeah.
you're just sort of like,
There's some, there's
But the thing is,
spit all over those nuts. Don't matter that he's been eating half of them.
So we've been circling around the place. But I was really annoyed by the nuts because I was thinking I don't want to eat the nuts before my dinner comes because I'll be full. But I thought I'll have them afterwards. And then she took them. I was absolutely boiling.
I don't want to eat them, but I'm that tight. I want a freebie.
But then we asked for water and she charged us £6 for a bottle because obviously if you put it inside a bottle they can charge you. So it's £6 for this bottle. So I was like annoyed with that too. But apart from that, but the other thing as I found, it might just because we were then again inside a bit of laundry inside. But the flies didn't seem to make noise.
No, they don't.
Our flies love to make noise.
The French
And
flies.
they don't make noise.
Mute French flies.
But with wasps, I don't get scared by them because I know some people go, "Oh my god, it's terrifying," which people did do that. I can understand if you've got like a
Well, if they sting you, you know it hurts, doesn't
yeah,
it?
but they're not gonna sting. I don't even bat an eyelid when they come near me, and I never get stung. But if I start running around terrified,
I don't think
get
it quite
stung.
works like that though.
Yeah,
I think if you bat them off, they get annoyed.
that's exactly. But I
Yeah.
don't bat them off. I just stay still and they
Yeah,
go
but they
away.
could still sting you.
Yeah, but they haven't got a reason. At least I can take
I
them
don't
to-
think they're that intelligent.
Well, at least
I
I
don't
can-
think they're going to
at
sit
least
down
we
and
can-
talk about it and reason with
But
you.
if they do that, I've got more
officer,
strength.
it wasn't what actually happened was.
I was sat
Mr.
still.
Wasp, can
He
you
came
tell
up to
me?
me
Yeah.
and was stung me.
I was on a blue laundry bun enjoying myself, and she came and ruined it. And she's from England, you know, the place with all the
thing
litter
is, if we-
and the flies.
If the wasp
We're
turn
far more
round-
educated. I'm a wasp officer.
well, it is true. If the wasp turned round and said, "Oh, well, she was, batting and batting me around and being really mean," then he's got more
That's
strong
assault.
side, doesn't it?
Yes.
He's got more strong side.
Assault
If
on a
I
wasp.
stay still,
You'll be arrested.
it's a different level, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to get done, and he's going to get done for false allegation. Because you
So that's
actually
why
did
I say
nothing.
still.
Yeah,
But
this
then-
is harassment then.
But then inside Vera, so
Just in case a police officer came and arrested you.
inside Vera, her window doesn't fully open, but we're getting it sorted at some point.
It's been not been fully opening for about 6 or 7 years.
It only goes that far. I know you might think, how does it do that? But it does. If you go any further, it just drops. Now, actually, when we were in Ireland, it did that. Because what happened was, we were in Ireland, we were driving down, we were trying to find, I don't know, we were just driving. And this person,
Didn't matter what we were doing, we were driving, right?
and this person came running up to us and started shouting to us. So I put the window down straight away, not thinking. And then he was chatting to us for ages. And when he was chatting to us, I was holding this window and I was thinking, oh my God, I can't get this back up again. And he's just chatting to us there. And I was just like, please go away so I can get this window up. Anyway, the whole trip we had to have the window down.
And then we try to go through passport when they tell them when they were the window down.
And then-
So I said to her, I says, whatever you do, you just turn around and you say, le fenêtre un cassé, I said, and just jump out immediately and show your face so you don't look like you do anything. You don't
suspicious. You can't put your window
You can't
down.
put your window down and show your face.
Yeah, and I was like, I just can't. But the thing is, it goes a little bit. So I was thinking, well, how come you can do that bit? And I was like, well, because there's a clip.
I'm
and
not
if you
lying,
go any
honestly,
further-
officer.
And I'm not bringing it down to his plane, okay? Because I've got to go for England yet.
Yes. Thank you, Adrian. You are an
thank you,
absolute
Adrian.
superstar.
Thank you
you
very
so
much.
much. That is
Thank you.
so much appreciated.
It
As
really
you know,
is.
it
Thank
really,
you for
really
that.
is a
Thank
massive
you.
help. Thank you. Adrian's given a super thanks, which obviously supports the channel and supports all the time we get the stories together and everything. So thank you, Adrian. He's a
Thank you.
great,
It's
great
very nice of
supporter
you.
of the
Thank
channel,
you. It is.
and that's really, really kind of you. But
Thank
we actually got pulled, didn't we, in France, which was by the police, which was quite strange because what had happened was we had about 14 hours to get to the ferry in Calais, and we only had about 3 miles to drive. But you know, when you got loads of time, we were late, weren't we? So I got started looking around stuff. She did actually walk past an animal farm. You should have seen her, and there's a cute little rat. Oh, it was so cute.
We
You
had this
can't
meal
believe
down
rats are
Lana because
cute.
we wanted to take it home.
And then we realised it was a petting zoo and you couldn't buy it. So
It's
she's
very nice.
googling the law of taking rats back on the ferry. Can we take this little rat back? Anyway, so we became late then, and the food on the ferry, I don't know if anybody's been on it, but it's absolutely crap. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to get sued or anything, but the ferry that we were on, all the food's just absolutely appalling. So we knew this, so we said, right, we'll get some stuff. So we went to this boulangerie, and it's the only boulangerie we've been into France. It was in Calais. That was crap, wasn't it? It was all dried. It looked awful, didn't it? So we're racing around. So we managed to get to a butcher's, and I'm racing around and got everything, and we got in the... Oh, she went to the boulangerie because the bread looked all right. Pulled up, and there was this vehicle pulled up behind us. And I looked, and Matilda says, "Oh, it's all right. It's all right." She says, "They're letting you go."
Wait, can I just quickly explain it? You're just a little bit off here. Sorry. So I put the sat nav on, went to go to ferry. Now, obviously, the ferry has a lot of water around it, so there's a bit of a ferry port. I didn't finish saying my sentence.
For anybody watching that doesn't know what a ferry port is,
Ferry port.
she's going to explain
They
it
have
to
a
you.
few little rivers, you know. So this river, I don't understand. I don't know if it was like a canal because of it. You can just have a normal bridge. Never saw something like it. But it had like a weird lifting system. I couldn't understand it because I didn't do it. But basically, we pulled up and we're waiting. Now, because we were following this sat nav and it was a bit confusing, we were sort of driving, and probably our driving was all over the place because we were trying to work out exactly where we were going. Anyway, this police officer pulled up behind us. And I was looking on the map, and we had like about 5 minutes to get to our ferry.
Yeah, but we didn't know it was a police officer. They were in a marked vehicle.
It was a police vehicle.
No, it was not. Not only when the lights went on, it wasn't. No, it was a black. It was a black. What did they call them? You know, like the jeeps with the back, without the back bit. It was just like a jeep. And I'm going to the ferry port, and we got the sat nav wrong, so we were going to the wrong side. So we took loads of different wrong turns, and this
There's a lot of beef.
this car's following me, right? And I'm so thick, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder why they're following. And then it started I never even registered it was the police. Never even registered it was how stupid I am. And I mean, I was tired at that point. I shouldn't say that, should I, when I got police behind me? And I've got Vera who's chugging along, you know. And there was loads of people about, and it was just an absolute nightmare. And all these turns and all these one-way systems and everything. Anyway, every time I went wrong, I thought, oh, this vehicle's following me. Anyway, we pulled up at the ferry port. The blue lights went on them, and we realised it was a police officer. So it immediately goes through your mind, doesn't it? I'm a taxed, I'm insured, because years ago you used to get like a little tax disc, didn't you? Yeah. Oh, you remember that then? Yeah. And I bet they come about that wasp you were beating up.
I'll let it go.
So anyway, so I'm going through everything because obviously you make mistakes now, don't you? Because everything's on damn line instead of you used to get a letter, didn't you, telling you something in it's MOT'd, isn't it? It's taxed, it's insured. Oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? So she walked right.
I'm going to be beautiful on the side of my back. I can't remember.
So this police officer walks up, doesn't she? Matilda opens the door. We've got one in the van behind. We've got one looking at Vera at the back, a man, and we've got this woman at the front. And I'm starting to panic quite a bit. So she comes to the door, doesn't she? And she just looks at me, and she looks at Vera, and she looks around and everything. So I said, "Parlez-vous anglais?" So she goes, "A little."
I said that.
So I turned around and I said,
I just want to talk about my friends.
so there's obviously a load of ships there and everything. And I thought, oh God, I don't know what I'm going to do here. So I just said, "Is this the ferry port?"
But I showed them the map. I was like,
So she goes, "Oui." And she goes, "Toi?" And I said, "Oh, and toi?" And she says, "Oui." And then she looked at us, didn't she? And I'm just, my heart's going and everything. She goes, au revoir. And that was it. And so Matilda turns around and she says, what did you want? I says, I don't know, I'm not going to ask her. Just go. So whatever we got pulled for in France, I haven't got a clue what it was.
Yeah, because I was like, I had the map on and I was like, are you sure you got French? She was like, yeah, so I think she must have just obviously thought.
She must have thought, oh, they're English, they're
English, that's what's going on.
Look at the wagon. They're poor English. Oh, yeah. And she walked back and she just looked at him and he just got back in and off they went. So we never know. We'll never know.
I think it was just the fact as we were driving because we were like so confused by the road. Because the other thing in France, they have so many stop signs. It's really weird. They have so many stop signs and speed bumps, and a lot of traffic lights, but probably not as much as us. But mainly they had more speed bumps and stop signs than us. So, and one ways as well. They love one ways. One-way system.
We didn't go anywhere wrong. We didn't go the wrong way down a one-way system or anything like that. But I not know to this day what they called us for. But at least they didn't. At least they went. Abby's on.
Hello, Abby.
Jason's on.
Hello.
50 Thunder says, I don't know Emma Watson personally. I'm pretty sure that she doesn't know me either.
Okay.
Right, thank you for that. Who else we have? I don't know Jeremy Clarkson personally, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know me either. Who's next?
Might do. Bad example, he might do.
Jason says, how are you? AJ says, what in the Wizarding world? 50 Thunder says, Abby Perkins, hello there, how are you? Michael says, as I do, I'm her bodyguard. Banana Man says, hello. Lee says, are you American? Adrian says, ferries have water around the Matilda, just class. And Carl, somebody had asked before, because there's so many comments, about your wife's ankle. Because, they're back here, just had a week's holiday. Oh, being a because your wife can't go to the toilet with her ankle. That's why he's been the chambermaid.
Oh.
We get it now.
Yeah.
A bit slow on the uptake there, Carl. Sorry about that.
I'll tell you what else happened. We were I did a show yesterday, and before that we just did a bit of advertising, going around a few leaflets and stuff. And we got to this one person, and it was outside this pub, and there was like about 4 or 5 of them, wasn't there? And I go, oh, hello, and I go to explain it, and this guy turns around and he goes, what does he go? Like, I am French. Do you speak? Oh no, I am French. Do you speak French? In French, right? How did he fully say it? He's more words than that. What did he say?
Oh, parlez-vous? He said it wrongly, but basically I speak something like parlez-vous français or something like that.
No, he was obviously doing it as a joke, but Mother answered back in French, and he was like, what? So you continue speaking French. He was like, oh no. So I just turned around and said, I think it's probably the wrong person to pull that joke on since she's just gone to France.
Yeah, it just happened to be that the sentences that I can speak a lot of broken French, but it just happened to be the 2 sentences that answered what he said. I can speak fluent French. And it wasn't Uwe le Fenêtre.
So I just said, I think you might have picked the wrong person to pull that joke, and then he just like sort of like drooped down a bit. But it was funny. No, it was nice though, but just funny. And then. Yeah.
Right,
should we do a news story?
Well, it's a new show.
Yeah, I guess so. One of those things, isn't it?
I have been whittering on about other stuff.
Oh, should we do the driving one?
Driving in my car.
Have you not got any internet?
No.
She's just getting the internet, because I need the internet for the poll.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not going to go on.
Yeah, usually have to walk to that point right there.
Oh, Zach's here.
Hello, Zach.
Would you like to join in
Zach,
on MRW News?
Zach was a bit silly today. I just brought him outside because he was inside pretty much all day, really. He never really left. He was inside all day. I just walked him out, put him on the floor, and he just basically walked to the car. And obviously he goes underneath the car a lot, because he's a cat and he can do that. And he just completely walked into the car and headbutted himself, and then just continued walking. I was like, you alright?
So 50 Thunder says, never been to France, don't think I have anyway. You must know. Maybe I've been through it on the train, I've no idea.
Right.
There you go. Right, next news story.
Yeah.
I should have a look at the poll.
That's what I was sort of waiting for.
Sorry. Forgotten about it, actually.
The ferry trip was quite short, 'cause usually we used like 6 hours ferries.
We went from Newhaven to Dieppe, that's why.
Yeah, but this one's quite short.
I'll have to go off then. I'll have to go off my messages. Right, so our poll. So it's, do you enjoy driving anymore? And it says a survey by Direct Line Group found that over a quarter of drivers feel this way, that they don't enjoy driving, with the cost of fuel and congestion cited as major reasons. Other surveys reveal that a third of drivers say driving has become a joyless task. Do you now hate driving? If so, why? Please take part in the poll. And quite a few people have taken part in the poll, even though I didn't put it on that long ago. So 35% said there's too much congestion and too many traffic lights, etc. 26% said motorists driving too slowly. 17% said overzealous health and safety, and 14% said others, and that included things like bad roads. In fact, there's quite a few comments here. Condition of roads. Somebody's put, simply, vehicles including some cars are much bigger and our road network isn't. Just look at the size of the tractors and commercial vehicles on rural areas. The roads haven't changed since horse-drawn vehicles. That's a good point, isn't it? Because you see those big vehicles coming down, don't you? And they are well over your side of the road, aren't they? You know, and they haven't.
Yeah, it's made the vehicles for.
And then Gary's put, have to drive with my job, roads are getting worse, but modern car technology is good as virtually drives itself. So there's a few there. Adrian's put, I love driving. 50 Thunders put, what time is the news? So he's not put a driving related comment on. Mainly unsafe roads with either potholes wherever you go, or underswept roads, especially around islands by traffic lights, the rubble and debris where stones are likely to flick up, and then oblivious to the driver, but the guy behind gets hit on the car. It's happened twice to me in a year. So there's been quite a lot of things there. So yeah, the question is, do you like driving anymore? And if so, obviously, reasons why. And if you don't, the reasons why.
Well, I mean, I think driving's really good.
You don't drive, love?
I do.
Well, not on the road.
Anyway, I go on it enough to see what happens. You know, I sit inside of it like all the time. But I think if you lived inside a city and it was like a city that's really bad, you know, where it's really hard to drive, I think it might be a bit annoying.
That'll be awful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like if you're inside a city and you have to get through the city, it'd be quite annoying. I think I would be awful for that. But if you didn't live inside a city, it was just a normal road, I don't really see the problem. But I do understand slow people, though. They're a real problem because they're too slow. So once you get going and start enjoying yourself, and I'm not saying like, you know, go driving, you know, like a rally driver.
We don't
I don't mean
fast.
by that. I just mean by driving at the speed limit, but not. You know, people drive at 20 miles an hour and sound like 50. So, you know, it's pretty bad.
Well, that's by the Institute of Advanced Motorists, and I am an institute. I have passed my advanced test. So I do drive responsibly. And I've had people, when I've overtaken them, when they're doing like 38 miles an hour in a 60, and they will flash your lights and go mad. But the worst ones are, which they often
Which
do.
is going to cause an accident.
They often
flashing
do,
at you.
because we have an old car and it's only a 1 litre. I'm sorry, but it's always actually men, which I'm not saying all men do this, but it's always men of a certain age. If you overtake them and they're in like a car, which is, well, just about every car on the road is more powerful than mine, they put the foot down, don't they? We've had that one in when we were following that black one back. Coming out of Caton, and he was going mental. He was doing about 38 miles an hour, and we were overtaking him on a 60 mile an hour straight, weren't we?
And the proper straights as well.
And the proper straight. Yeah, it was clear as that. He put his foot down. He was going absolutely insane.
Which is just going to
He
cause an accident.
didn't want to be overtaken.
But yeah, you're going so slowly, so you have no choice to.
Oh, it was just a nightmare. Or even when they're going like, they're doing that, and then they slam on every corner, don't they? Oh,
So how do they have any brake pads left?
I don't know how they afford the brake pads. I don't know how they
That's
afford the
what, you know,
cars.
Yeah.
No wonder there's so many cars getting scrapped. And the other ones that are really, really annoying is these ones that drive these SUVs, these massive vehicles, and they can't fit into the white line, so they're going round, straddling the white line.
And then they had to, you know, pass.
And then other people come in their way, they're slamming them into the hedge. But I think we, in my opinion, we've gone full circle now. It's got so madness with the health and safety that the people are driving so slowly that they're winding people up, and people are overtaking and taking risks because you see it on like social media and that people say, oh, there's more accidents now, and I think that's it.
Yeah, how's the more I think everybody's going safer, you know?
Slower.
Yeah.
Because
Apparently
there's so
safer,
many
I mean,
traffic
yeah.
lights, there's so many speed lights, you get behind, there's only so many hours in the day. So when you've dropped your kids off at school and you have to go to work, or you finish work and you have to pick your kids up, blah, 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 you can be, these people say, oh, I'd allow another 10 minutes for your journey, but there's some people that cannot do that because they've got to,
But you think
got to
about
pay
if
for
you
the
allow-
mortgage, they've got to pay for the rent. There's only so many hours in the day, so that time comes. But the other thing is as
And if
well,
you allow 10 minutes every single day for that rest of your life, how much life have you wasted
but the
then?
other thing is as well, they go, oh, you just calm down and don't overtake. You know, this person crawling along at 30 miles an hour with about 50 cars behind them and wagons and that, so they're going so slowly. But you can't change human nature, and human nature is people get wound up. People have to go to work. People will take risks. And they think that if they slow everything down, that will stop that, but it won't. It'll only increase it. So you should be...
You just all got a medium speed.
Exactly.
Not too slow,
Most
not
people,
too fast, just medium.
there'll always be idiots, but most people are happy going at a reasonable speed. We are. You know, but it's when
But
you
you
get
know-
behind these people, that Bentham Road, they'll do 30 and they shouldn't be on the road. Because it's a 60 mile an hour. Now, I would never do 60 on there, but 40 to 50, because obviously you slow down when there's corners and that, is perfectly acceptable, and I can do that without thinking about it. But it just winds people up, and you see people overtaking in stupid places because they've got agitated. And it's fact of life. They'll have to get to work, or they'll have to get to an appointment, or they'll have to get to somewhere. And it's fact of life. And you get these people crawling along at 28 miles an hour thinking they're saving the world, and they're just causing a lot
And the
of
same
grief.
about cost
They
of
probably
things.
don't,
Well,
probably
what's that
retired.
gonna cost?
Probably don't have to get anywhere.
I know.
So, yeah, so...
Everybody else is going to have to retire early because they've got so much stress on them.
Joshua says, I hate slow drivers. So do I. I think they're a damn nuisance. I really do. I think, and then they're not helping anybody. Really, I don't like fast.
And he
I
says,
don't
you know-
like fast drivers. I hate people coming flying around the corner. I think, hang on a minute, you could have hit me. There's no way you could stop. I hate fast drivers, but I hate slow drivers
Just
as well.
like medium.
Well, that's the way to do it. Drive to the conditions of the road. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, you should actually be able to all drive without any speed limits. It shouldn't be rocket science. There's speed limits for people that want to razz through a 30 mile an hour or fly past a stall at ridiculous amounts. That's what speed limits are for. But driving on a road, you need to be productive and be keeping going. And the other thing is, and I'm not going to mention the company because I don't know if it's illegal to do it or not, because I don't want to get them into trouble. But I follow some local wagons, and they'll get to a straight and they'll indicate in and pull in. I don't know if you're allowed to do it or not, so I'm not going to mention them. And that's just respect. So they know you want to go past them. So you make yourself aware so you don't park 15 cars back. You make yourself aware that you want to overtake. They pull in and you overtake and you're gone. So that driver has stopped all that traffic. So if anybody wants to drive at 28 miles an hour, they should pull over.
And also stop that risk of having, overtaking, haven't they? To stop that risk of somebody else.
Yeah, I
having a
think,
problem.
because I know those wagons. I think, right, I can. It's a safe space. You follow them. I've got to follow them for 4 miles now, so you can back off. A safe space now. I know they'll indicate in, so you'll indicate in and you're past. As soon as there's a long straight that you can get past, they'll pass, and that's just common sense and that. But you just see, I just don't.
Well, it's like on your motorway, isn't it? The slow vehicles say inside the slower lanes, and everybody else who's faster can go past.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah, but they should, people that want to drive it. Well, I don't think they should be on the road personally, but if they do want to be on the road, they should pull over when they get a certain amount of traffic behind them.
Or they should just have to, go faster.
Yeah.
Or they could even put a sign on the thing, just say, "Look, I'm a slow idiot." So, I'm sorry, I do
You would
apologise.
actually. Yeah,
I do apologise.
actually, that would be
But,
better.
yeah,
I'm an
you're just
idiot.
gonna have to understand this.
Yeah.
At least you don't have the thing of thinking, "Are they gonna go faster?" Because if you know, don't you?
Yeah. Well, that's the trouble as well, because when you're in a car as slow as ours, and you've got somebody in front that's doing 30 miles an hour in a sporty car, they only need to put the foot down because they don't want you overtaking. So if they had a sign on the back saying, "I'm an idiot, I won't go over 30 miles an hour, even if you overtake me."
Please just overtake carefully.
Yeah.
But do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So yes, if anybody who drives it slow, can they
Get you a
please
sign.
just put a sign on your back of your car?
You just help so many people's mental health.
Yeah, so many, and there won't be all these
And
people then on
time.
Facebook saying, "Oh, please slow down," because there's just accidents every day now. They won't have to do that.
Mm.
Just put "I'm an idiot" on the back of a car.
And, people who say, love to say, slow down, save lives. You had to put that in back of your vehicle, and you say, slow down, I'm an idiot. Please let me, I'm going to slow down.
So yeah, so I'd love to see if there's any for sale on eBay. "I'm an idiot" driver sign. I just stick them on people's cars. Just slap them on. We just follow them when they stop, and then just slap it on the back of the car.
Probably be a good idea, I think. But you can get it's like a learner plate and just get the magnet ones, can't you?
That's what they should have. If they can't keep up to like
An S on them.
not a speed limit, I say that's the wrong thing because sometimes I don't even agree with the speed limits. I think that's far too fast. And I'm a productive. I get going. I don't hang about. But they need that, don't they? Because you have learner, don't you? P, and then you can have I for idiot. ID, idiot driver. Yeah, well, yes, good idea, Matilda. Well done. You see, you should be.
Oh no, S.
Wait, for it, she's
So
dyslexic.
SID.
Dyslexic.
Slow idiot, right?
Yeah, well, she's done it. Sid, yeah. Sid.
Oh, Sid. Yeah. Oh, there's a Sid there.
Yeah. Right, that's it now. So any idiot drivers, you're behind now.
You're
At least you
called
can
Sid.
say, right, it's a Sid. And then go slap a sign on the back. And we could then get a whole, if everybody did that, we could get the whole traffic system moving, couldn't we?
Mm.
And the police
But
had
you know
to
what?
move
Even
them over.
you could get further and further. You could have a Sid lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have a Sid lane.
Yeah, you could have.
And I mean, you could even, push it. But I mean, it's a bit of a push. I mean, but people who can't park, areas.
Yeah,
for
but they're
them
not
can
as
really-
annoying, are
I
they?
mean,
They don't
the thing
really.
is-
Oh, but
the
what
thing
does
is-
annoy me when they've taken over 1.5 parking
The only thing
spaces?
is about
Yeah.
people that can't park is you can take practice, and that's all. You're just not practicing.
Yeah.
Or you have a really big fear, which and in the end it's just parking cars.
Yeah.
Or you have a really low balance and you can't drive, so you just don't really want to go to somebody else. But either way,
Yeah, I can understand. Parking people don't wind me up as much if somebody's there
So
messing
it doesn't
about parking.
affect you as much, unless the thing it does affect you is when there's no parking and somebody's taking over 2 spaces.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Because it's like I could
I
have
could have fit in there.
And even if somebody else went to park there, you wouldn't have known that. You'd never have known,
No.
would you? And
Because somebody
else
could
would
be
have got
parked there and look like they've taken over 2 spaces when actually there was a car there before, so they couldn't actually park themselves properly. Do you know what I mean? And that car's moved on.
Sure.
But no, I've seen people do it. And I've been up to people and said, if you move 2 foot back, haven't I? Tell people, I said, you could fit another car in there for somebody else that's going to come along and go,
Well, I saw somebody, I can't remember if it was France
They're
or
really
England,
annoyed.
but I saw somebody reversing up to veer, and obviously I was watching because I'm not going to hurt my little precious vehicle. So so I was watching them, and I could see they had this screen, and it had a camera on the back. I was thinking, you got veer on camera, only I can do that. But anyway, they were going backwards, and I saw it, and they had such a big gap, and they stopped. I was thinking that camera's so wrong, and I've seen other people share it online where the camera has it, and they're actually like literally a mile off, and it shows it really close.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, the cameras aren't even right, so they're pulling up. And why can't they just look behind the mirror?
Yeah.
Or just, or get the friend to go out and just look, and look back. Why can't they just do that? Why do they need a screen to do that? Do they just
They can't
nobody use
drive.
their
And
brain?
this is actually going on to another point of why people can't drive now. I'm not saying people, there's lots of people that can drive, but there's more and more people that can't drive now because everything is done for you. Absolutely everything, isn't it? So
Well,
you
like-
don't have to think. And you see these screens and they're pressing on them when they're going, I've seen them on the motorway, because obviously in your wagon you're higher up and you see in your
Right, no,
yeah, oh yeah, what are you getting up to then? And they're absolutely everything. And also,
Well, this is a big wagging left.
also we were going up a hill the other day, and I'm thinking, how's he braking going up a hill? And then you realise it's because there was a tree over the top and they put the stupid lights on. The car has automatically, the lighting has dropped, and it's not the brake lights, it's the lights. But now they have those stupid, you can't, before, when you had a normal car like Vera, you had, and this one, you've got your lights, so the person behind can clearly see brake lights, night lights, indicator, as clear as anything, 3 blocks, the big, yeah, and they flash. Right, fine. Now you've got these stupid lights, haven't you? These LED that have just zigzags and lines across, and you don't know
Hearts,
which. Yeah,
smiley
it
faces.
is. It's gone that mental, hasn't it? You know, and you get them then flashing, going down, and I just think, I couldn't drive in a car that looks so stupid.
I know.
So,
I
but
feel sorry for them.
that's why there's so many accidents now,
It's
isn't it?
their
Because
fault,
people
really.
cannot even. They have a beeper thing for reversing. They have a
screen
camera
for
for
reversing.
reversing. They have a
I think they even have things, right, where it will show the spot and it will show how to park it.
When we were going down the motorway with Billy, this was a while ago, we were all bumper to bumper and we had to go off left, and it started going, crawling, 4 or 5 miles an hour, and that was it. So I indicated to go over to the left with Vera, and obviously because everybody was bumper to bumper, you're far closer than you ever would be travelling next to a car. So I indicated over perfect space to move her over to go. The car next to me slams all on and stops, and I says, "What's he done that for?" And he says, "Oh," Billy says, "Oh, that's automatic." It sends the car, even though it's completely safe and everybody was within that distance because you were crawling and the motorway was blocked. We were leaving it.
But it's not safe for your car. There's things you don't know about.
It just slammed all on. But what about the person behind?
They can't invent it to go through every single situation that a car's going to go through. Because your car can go through so many situations you can never think of.
It shocks me. I couldn't believe it. I thought, why on earth would you do that when I'm completely safe? I'd indicated for ages to show that I was indicating. And Billy says, "Oh, it won't be him. The car just stops."
Well, I think it was in France. We went past the car. And it was, I said he stalled it. So I said, "Oh, it stalled it." He said, "No, it just stopped."
He goes, "Oh, they keep stalling." I said, "No, that's what they do."
Yeah.
That is so stupid, isn't it?
I know. And then everybody hates to make out of him because they go, "You stole it."
Yeah, she's there. She's there going, "Why you stole your car?" And I said, "No, they do that."
Yeah, and then you continue taking the mick out of them, but you never noticed before, But we actually, on the way back, we were going up. I think it was, I don't know what it was joining onto the M5 or the M6. I don't know what it was joining onto. But he just joined on, and the road was closed. I think there must have been an accident or something. But we were queuing up. Sadly, we weren't right at the beginning, so we couldn't see what was going on. It wasn't anything to do with the accident. It was just the police people, so it wasn't like we were seeing a scene. But anyway, still didn't see any action. So we were a bit further back, but like 4 cars down, and everybody had the vehicles running when we were waiting all this time, didn't they?
So I turned mine off, and it's like everybody follows then, because there was nobody behind. There was loads of people behind. Sorry, there was not nobody. So it's not as though I was the last vehicle. Somebody ran into the back of me. We'd been parked for ages. There was miles and miles of tailback.
Some people had the hazards on. The person in front of
me.
The
person in front of me had the hazards on. We had about 55 cars.
Everybody just stopped and
I'm like, you don't need your hazards on. If anybody runs in, it's going to be the back person, which is about 1/4 mile away now. Because you get those really bright lights flashing. And then I thought, there's no point running Vera, gurgling away, big diesel engine. So I turned mine off the lights, and then you wait about 30 seconds and somebody thinks, "Well, I'm going to do that." And they all start going off. What's the point of running your vehicle when there was about a 2 or 3 mile tailback behind us? What's the matter? What have you seen?
That's not one of our neighbours.
Right, just hang on, sorry, the news has stopped. Oh no, it's not. Who's that?
Must be something to do with thingamajig.
Oh, all going on. So she's a bit nosy, looking on GB News or anything like that. Right, so Carl says driving standards have changed a lot since I passed in 1981. I think they certainly have. Andy says, when I took the ferry to Scotland, I forgot which floor I'd parked the car on. It got a bit stressful when we were trying to find the car. Carl says, do you get cheaper insurance with advanced test? It depends. I've looked at, some have asked me, but I've never gone with the insurance that have asked me. But, Carl, I've been with this super insurance, and I can't remember what it's called now. Footman James. It's an absolute bargain. I couldn't believe it. They never asked me, but I don't think they could have got much cheaper. So anybody that's got a classic car, type in Footman James. I couldn't believe how cheap it was.
Rings a bell. There must be some advert. It rings a bell.
Well, they've been going for quite a while. I thought they were like a new firm. I've known them for a few years. I have gone with them about 3 or 4 years ago, and then I got a better quote with something else, but then I went back and tried them again this time with Vera, and they just wiped the floor with all the other quotes. And so I insured Vera. Oh, got just have to see what's going on outside. We are very
he's back again.
Who is it?
It's obviously something to do with
that's next door. I've insured Vera now. Princess is still insured with somebody else. The Austin and the grey wagon. Just for about the same price as one vehicle. So anybody who's got a classic, there you go. Bit of inside information for you there. Footman James. Driving a car, I've got to 50 Thunderer. 50 Thunderer, driving a car isn't all that enjoyable to me. Driving a train is enjoyable though. I've never driven a train. Gary says driving around London is fun. Are you sure, Gary? A lot more cars now driving on motorways, built in 60s. Much better driving in USA as the roads have more lanes. France is miles better, isn't it?
We drive through London, and not the bit, you know, the bit on the road, the big roads. And went past this place, and I did get it on camera, I think, but I haven't looked back on it. Oh.
And Cara says, London, fun, lol, everything is 20 miles per hour. I think she's been sarcastic. 50 Thunderer says, never driven around in London, never want to either. I've driven once in London.
It was the best time of my life.
Well, it wasn't the best time of my life. No, I don't remember it being that bad. But I was in a car that doesn't have the, you know, where you have to pay. It passed the stupid thing that he brought in. ULEZ, that's it. So I was in one of those, but I didn't think it was that bad. But I don't know if it was time that I went. Gary says, depends where you're driving. Cities are a pain. Long winding country roads in Scotland are beautiful. They certainly are. I've been driving a lot in Scotland and they're super. Carl says, working on these new housing estates, woman driving a Tesla has never got any time to wait. Well, because she's driving a Tesla, Carl, I think that answers everything. Dave says, some tractors pull in too. Cara says, women are definitely smarter drivers. They certainly are, Cara. I think everybody on here will agree. Gary says, police can stop you for driving too slow. I think I should start reporting people, Gary. It's really winding me up that much. I think I'm going to have to.
Well, we were behind a police officer and a bit ago.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to be somewhere, but we were on schedule.
He was in a 50 and he was doing 40 and I just daren't overtake him.
Yeah, just sort of like...
And we were late, weren't we?
But,
I really daren't.
Yeah,
I should have done, because I could have.
And the thing is,
it'll come the other way or something.
And we were late for somebody who was doing me quite a good favour, because I put them inside that position to do me the favour, so I didn't really want to be late for them. But
so we've done the usual thing. We'd allowed plenty of time,
But
but we hadn't allowed for Mr. PC Plod to be going so slowly. So we were therefore late.
So I just messaged him and said, I'm sorry, I can't overtake you. I'm behind police officers. Must follow speed limit. But no, obviously I was going to follow the speed limit anyway. I mean, I wasn't driving. But it was just that he was below the speed limit. Otherwise, we were going normally at the speed limit. It would have been okay. You know, we would have got there in time.
Cal says, you wouldn't want to be following my tanker. I've just emptied a septic. Oh, God, I bet that's not so nice. Dave says, never any police around, Gary. Anders says, have you started driving practice yet, Matilda? Gary says, they seem to be around when I'm driving, Dave. What are you driving like, Gary? Adrian says, class, ladies, class. Cara says, automatic drivers are just too lazy. No patience to actually learn. Just want to fast past. I suppose, unless obviously they've got a disability, but otherwise I can't see why anybody would want to just drive an automatic, I must admit. Michael says, my first car was a Mini Cooper S, a rally car in dark green with number 8 on the doors. I bet that was rather wonderful, Michael. So what was everybody's first car? Mine was a Capri. Dean says, hi guys, have you got your full driver's license yet, Matilda? If not, when? Dean. Oh, Cara says, Dean, is she 17? Cara says, France is full of toll roads. Yeah, we do. You just put it onto the sat nav, and we do take a map with us, so we use both because we like reading the map and going different places.
Wait, so
we back it. Well, Matilda does. Obviously, I'm driving.
I literally do all the stuff.
Well,
I'm happy doing it. Yeah, I'm happy doing it, but I'm just like...
So we do it off both, so you can put it in to no toll roads,
yeah, but the thing is, because obviously, you know, it says... It tries to put a void toll and then it puts some money back on it. But no matter where I go, even though it says the money back, I just sort of think, right, it literally doesn't give me an option sometimes. So I think, right, we're just going to have to go down and see what happens. I've never actually got caught by it yet, so I don't really understand where this... I mean, obviously there's that one in Birmingham, but we've never gone down that one. But it doesn't seem... It shows the money back, but it never actually happens. Anyway.
So Adrian says, I love driving in London. Adrian says, Birmingham is a nightmare. The M6 was closed when we came back up and we had to go through 2 junctions through Birmingham to get back on the M6.
Yeah. Oh, let me just talk.
It wasn't that bad.
No, so
but it was late at night, Adrian.
It was about like 2 or something. Yeah. So we went through Birmingham, right? And so we had to go through Birmingham because this road was closed. But what we thought was, obviously other people are going to have to do this, especially wagons. So we thought, well, you know, obviously I have the map. The map did do itself. The map is quite good. My map, I have my you know, sat nav. He is really good because he speaks. Well, Billy has a female, and he's like argues like, oh, well, why do you have he when you could have she? And I'm like, well, you know. But anyway,
they're the only 2 family members that could have a row over a sat nav and what sex speaks on it. You know, seriously.
Well, she sounds so bossy. Mine is much more, yeah. But anyway. And I have tried other accents, but then you can't really understand what they're saying. So anyway, whoever I've got's really good.
Ours sounds like the one off the Chase. Is it Dermot? Dermot.
I could
Is
maybe.
it called Dermot off the Chase?
I think I could
The
maybe
Irish
show
guy.
you.
Our sat nav sounds like that. Let me just do a few more things then. Maybe it's not. 50 Thunder. I'm not a fan of driving. However, I have an old style Mini, which is a bit of fun. Motorhead's on.
Hello.
Gary says I have a heavy right foot. Well, you won't wind us up then, Gary. At least you get on. Being in unrestricted roads in Germany, doing 150. I don't know. You dare do? No, they're unrestricted in Germany.
All right.
But I wouldn't. I don't think I would dare do 150 miles an hour. I'd be thinking, oh, the wheel's going to come off or something. Now let me just finish this. Then come back to UK and 70 seems slow. That's my excuse, obviously. 50 Thunder says my first car was a Mark 1 Ford Escort. They're a wonderful car. Carl Leadham says Hillman Hunter, again a wonderful car. Karen says I spent 150 euros on tolls from Calais to buy it. Jesus.
I just do anything to go with.
First car was a 2-litre Capri. Mine was a 1.6. Got it when I was 14 for 60 quid. How much was mine? I think it was 270, and drove it mostly illegally and underage. There you go. Gary says Astra Mark 2. I had an Astra Mark 2. It was a red one, B-Reg, wonderful car. And Adrian says if you're using M6 during day, use the toll road. It's worth paying the £10. But he's never been blocked, has it? The road, when we've always thought that.
What?
Adrian's on about that toll road. That you pay on the M6.
Oh, yeah.
It's never been blocked, Adrian. Or does it save a lot of mileage?
I mean,
Kara's first car was an XR3i. They were nice cars.
I never found it has taken any mileage, but I'd have to see how much it does to us. But okay, so. Are you not speaking? You have to speak, love. This isn't how it works. Hang on. Why are you not speaking?
Because he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but he usually says, you're going over here.
Well, he probably knows that you've put him on for everybody to listen to. He's embarrassed.
I'm not talking. No, you have to talk, love.
Michael Steele got his full licence in 1970 at the age of 17.
Mm-hmm. I'm not talking.
I think we're going to have to move on, love.
No, I'm going to see the difference between the mileage and thingy as well. I'm doing two things at once here.
I'm sorry about this.
It just thinks I had to take it from Morecambe. There we go. Okay. How many miles is it from Morecambe to Dover Port? Right, okay, so this is with...
Adrian says M6 can get jammed in a minute. It certainly can.
It just says, right, so it's not a precise reading though. I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. 1 minute, okay?
Sorry about this.
1 minute. You're just going to have to wait a second.
Because this is going to be really exciting. You can just search it up yourself, but she's going to search them up for you.
I could always just search you up, to be fair. But just give me 1 second.
And it says, to be honest, I didn't have a driver's license when I bought my first car. I was only 16 years old, but that's probably heavily edited now.
Okay, right, ready?
Yeah. Ready.
So, the difference is, so I've mapped it. Oh, hang on.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
I have to do a few things to cover, to sort things out.
Adrian says 51 minutes, no Taylor, lol. Don't give her that. We haven't got time to wonder what she's doing now.
So, on the toll road, from Morecambe to Oxford, is the only thing I could think of. It is toll required. Without the toll, it is 3 hours and 24 minutes. With the toll, it's 3 hours and 23 minutes.
No way!
And it's an extra 3 miles.
You're going down the M6, so you're not going to use £10 worth of fuel.
So, as you can see, without the toll. Now, I know it'll be the opposite way, but hang on, I'll fix it for you. Look how time they are. I'm going to fix it.
Hi, Chris.
Hello. Right, I'm going to twist it round so then you can read it properly. So, it's actually...
I mean, you could Google this yourself, but you've been sat here for about a quarter of an hour. You might as well read it.
Right, okay, I've twisted it round, so hopefully you can read that. There we go, look at that. Okay, so it's 1 minute difference and 4 hours difference.
So, Adrian, if you're taking that,
and
you
if we
must
set
only
off
be taking
from
that when
Morecambe,
there's traffic.
We set up from Morecambe now, we get there about...
We won't in theory, we'll get there about that time tomorrow.
But there, yeah, so it's not...
So, so Adrian, that must be when you're going, it must be because there's heavy traffic, why you use the toll.
Let's see if he says anything.
What, Adrian?
No, a voice person.
I think we need to get on to the next story.
He's not speaking.
Cara says 4 miles in a minute. You do 4 miles in a minute. 60
Yeah,
miles
but
an hour.
you're on,
Yeah.
you're on the fast roads, aren't you?
Yeah. No. You wouldn't do 4 miles in a minute, would you? 60
don't know.
miles an hour? Oh, yeah, you would. I can't work it out. 10 miles. 6 miles in 10 minutes. Yeah, you could
How do you
four,
change
yeah,
the
you could do
voice?
4 miles in a minute, couldn't you?
How do you change a voice person on thing? Okay, right. So, now, so we're doing this story.
Which one are we doing?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
So now,
Oh, did I get a picture?
I don't know. I think it'll been about 3 weeks ago or something like that because of, obviously I had week off last week. I was talking about my stalkers. Now, this story, we mentioned it when we were talking about my stalkers. We mentioned this, my mother knew this person and what she did. So we're going to cover this story. Mother's just searching something up now and we're going to talk
get a
about it.
picture of her.
She's
What
just
was
getting
her
a
name?
picture.
Sandra. I remember it was Sandra. Sandra Price. That was it.
So, Sandra Price used to live in Settle. Now, Settle,
well, that's where I was mainly brought up in. You know, wasn't born there. But, oh, here she is, right. So this is Sandra. It's not a very good picture of her, actually, but...
I'll get a better picture of her. Just go on to images.
So, anyway, we were talking about Matilda Stalkers the other day, about
This is
probably
Sandra.
about 4 weeks ago now. And I mentioned about this lady. And I just thought I'd do the story. That was basically it. Because I was just looking it up. And she was prosecuted, for stalking the television actor Martin Shaw. Now, I don't know if everybody knows him, but he came to fame as Ray Doyle in The Professionals, and he's done a number of other things after that. But this lady, she stalked him for 5 years, and she sent offensive and intrusive letters. She regularly sat outside his house in a car. She often walked past the place. Yeah. But the worst thing she did, in my opinion, was she put petrol through the letterbox of his partner's home. And the court heard that she also said that she was going to heal him because his marriage had broken down. And she delivered a 45-minute audio tape to the actor's home, and she left a 120-page dossier, which she called the Chronicle. And this detailed his career and her views about him. And she left this on his doorstep. So, God, I don't know what her views are about him, but that sort tell you what they think, don't they? So, but she wrote to Shaw, and from a place in Settle, this is what it says, from where she was in Settle in North Yorkshire, which was where I met her. And she had a shop there, an artist shop, and I went in quite a lot. I was doing a lot of art at the time, and she was so well to do. And this is what I was saying about her. You wouldn't think of anything.
Well, she looks so perky, doesn't she?
Yeah, she was. And she didn't just sell you something. She would talk, and you know, she was a really good saleswoman. She had a really lovely shop.
I mean, she looks very perky, doesn't she? Very, you know, on the, you know.
I mean, I don't know
if
what
you looked at
her,
you think
like,
she's quite intelligent and quite. I'm not saying she couldn't be intelligent, but I'm just saying that quite a.
It takes all sorts. I just couldn't believe it.
Just quite a. I don't know how to explain it. Quite a unique woman, and
so I went in one day and she says, "Oh, I'm closing," and I couldn't understand it because it was. I can't remember what she said after that. I can remember her saying that she was closing the shop. And I'm thinking, oh, it's so busy and such a good shop. Why would you do that? And that's what she was doing. She was moving down to his place.
I mean, looking back at the time when all she did was talk about him, it sort of made sense.
And the shop was called The Professionals.
And they had loads of merch she made about him.
Painting was about Martin.
And anything we talked about, she'd told it back to him. But honestly, looking back, now I realised. But yeah, no.
But
it's obviously a serious story.
Yeah, it's not funny at all. It's
No.
life threat. Well, it can be up to murder, can't it? Stalking.
She's put petrol inside his.
That could be murder.
It
That
could
easily be murder.
It could have been so many easily ways.
And I
never
can't
known how it
understand
could
it.
have
That I read all about this.
And also,
before I covered it.
sorry, just quickly saying, even if they cleaned it up, there could have been any form of residue left, couldn't there? And you know, also, I don't know who he is, but you know, obviously people smoke. I mean, obviously it was back then when I don't know, people smoke more then. But Also cigarettes. Candles,
But
anything.
it's also in inhalation. It is a form of drug, isn't it? So you get high. So they could have been, if they were sleeping, they could have got high, then come to the top of the steps and tumble down.
Well, they could have been having a cigarette, walked inside the dark, because you're in a house, you don't, care. And then
Just throwing a cigarette into your own house, so you just don't get to launch your cigarette.
And then the darkness, you walking through and you're just having a cigarette and the bit drops, means, because obviously ashes.
Well, it's just so dangerous, isn't it? But what I don't understand about the case is you just never saw. It's not when I about stalking. Oh, and by the way, they poured a bit of petrol in. I would have thought that went on to further than stalking, a further charge. But anyway, that's what she got done for. Oh, sorry, she got done for, admitted criminal damage, but it didn't say that she got charged for criminal damage. But I would have still thought it was worse than criminal damage. Pouring petrol in somebody's letterbox.
And also, it could have been a really nice
But
floor.
she'd done that because Shaw's partner had described her as a stalker. So she'd done that, and that's what they do, is it? They're never wrong, are they? So that's what it's. So I just thought I'd cover that story.
Wasn't she also put? You read that bit?
Yeah, that she had 120 pages.
No, that bit. She put that bit there. This bit.
Yeah, that's what I've said about it. That she had a book on 120 pages.
No, I'm not bothered about that. This bit.
Oh, sorry. She said that she admitted she wanted to get under his skin enough for him to notice her. Well, she's certainly got
But
that.
the thing is, she gave him. I bet. Well, I wonder what it was like inside court because she'd been so excited seeing him.
Well, that's what they do, isn't it? Any attention is good attention.
Yeah, it is. Also, the 120-page dossier about his career. I don't understand this. Like, some people, they think that you want to hear about your own life. Meaning, because she's written this whole dossier on his life and her points on it. Which is, why would you... It's because, I can relate with that. People, comment or whatever, or in person, I talk about my life, which I'm thinking I've lived it. I know I don't need to hear it all over again.
So many people want to tell you get that, don't you, on comments and that what you need to do.
And they also tell you how you feel, and I'm like, you have no idea how I feel. Like, how in the world do you know how I feel?
She's obviously thought she can tell him. She said she can heal him.
Yeah, no, she says she can heal him, and I'm like, you don't even know if he's really that upset.
No, he might have been glad to get rid of the
I
woman.
know, I'm like, oh, thank goodness about that. And then he's got this woman saying he could heal him, and
But that's what they're like, isn't
why
it?
do
They
they
think they
think?
can always do better.
I know, do you not think that more like myself?
Yeah, no, they don't.
And I
It's
know-
all about them, isn't it?
Well, it is, and they always, just always want to tell you who you are. And if they don't know anything, if they don't know that a bit about you, they make it up. Well, they think.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But at least she got done. Didn't she? Because there'll be loads of people.
well, you
have
don't know
had
how worse it
They've
could have
been, I've read about things where because a lot of times people aren't stupid enough to, even though they're stupid for stalking, they're not stupid enough to do it on text message and email and stuff like that. And that's how the police catch them, isn't it? And I've seen it with stories where they said, he never got prosecuted, even though he'd sent me like 150 text messages or 150 emails. So they don't always get done. And that is in 2009. So when stalking wasn't as prevalent with the police knowing about it in coercive control. So it's good that she got done. Do you know what I mean?
I think, the petrol thing is quite a big thing. Obviously sitting outside
Oh,
his
yeah,
house.
she did do the petrol. She's taking it to another extreme there, hasn't she?
Yeah, because if she didn't do the petrol bit, it would have been a little bit... But the thing is, obviously, you don't know what it's going to go to, because if she's got as far as petrol, you don't know what else it's going to go to.
No.
That's the thing about them. You never actually know how far it's going to go, and that's the thing that's scary as well. And serious. But,
Adrian says great actor. He certainly was. It is. Sorry. Chris says
he's 80.
Yeah. Totally agree, Adrian. Cara says my mum fancied Lewis Collins from The Professionals. BB Man says he's in love with you. That might be me. He wants to marry you. I think it's probably me.
I've had too many marriage proposals. Just get over it. I'm not going to say yes.
Cara says BB Man, my goodness, behave. Anders says stalkers look just like ordinary people. I suppose stalkers are like anything, they're all different, but you still have that perception, that you think, oh, somebody dressed like that and smartly and always got a makeup done and everything. I didn't look at it and think, oh, I bet you can't be a stalker, obviously, did I? I just surprised afterwards. I don't go to the supermarket and somebody serves me and I think, oh, I bet you're not a stalker. Do I?
Well, I watched...
But when you know that, obviously it's Martin Shaw's story. I wouldn't have had any interest in it if I didn't know her. But looking back, I never had any signs that she would be a stalker.
Well,
Whereas
I
you
came
do know
across-
people that are needy, don't you? And,
Yeah.
and have stalking issues and harassment issues. You do know people like
Well,
that.
I was
don't you?
watching a video today of it said 10 stalkers that celebrities have, and it was going through the celebrities and what stalkers were. And to be honest with you, all them celebrity stalkers did not exactly look the same, but same sort of the same. So what I'm saying is, not all of them had ginger hair, but what I'm saying is, some of them did. But what I'm saying is,
We'd
majority
just like
of
to
it,
say now that people with ginger hair are
No.
no
No.
way associated to stalking.
no, it was just, I have loads of friends at ginger.
And they don't stalk.
No, that's not I'm aware of. But,
Yet.
I mean, you never know. But, as far as I'm aware, they don't. But,
I just have to
no,
ring
what I'm
them,
saying
message them.
is that they don't all exactly look the same, but they do look the same at the same time. There was a certain presence.
He doesn't look the same.
What I'm saying is, out of those 10 celebrity
Oh,
stalkers,
right.
which were more than 10 because some
Oh,
of
the
them just
10
were-
people that...
Yeah,
10 people that were celebrities that stalked, or 10 celebrities that had people
10
stalking
celebrities that had been
People that
stalked.
stalked, right,
All
okay.
those separate people were on the
Right.
same age.
Wasn't the same
same
person.
age-ish.
It wasn't the same.
No.
No.
And same, gender and everything. So yeah.
So just...
Oh, I think there was one female though. Actually.
Just hold your stomach and don't be sick.
I know.
BB Man says, love, love, kiss, kiss. I don't know why you don't want to marry him.
Neither do I.
I just can't understand you. There's somebody that puts on it there to somebody who's never met, love, love, kiss, kiss. Why would you not want to marry them? You are strange. Chris says, lol, I used to love the comic strip version of The Professionals. It was called The Bull Rude Worders with Bonehead and Foil. Oh, he sent a BB Man sent a thing and he says, how old are you, babe?
You do realise it's like on public.
You know,
And it's just
yeah,
like-
she's not good. That's not what a proper man does. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
not being sexist or anything. But if you want and you don't put on a public profile, how old are you, babe? I'm sorry. Just stop it. Kara says,
And it doesn't matter if, whatever age, it's still.
it's just wrong.
You really are. You need one of those, what's the plates?
One of those Sid plates.
Sid plates, but instead
Not
of
even if you
driving,
haven't got a car, you need one.
it's just to be an idiot. Like, that's what you need.
Kara says,
Some form of, but I think it does need to be stronger than an idiot, to be fair, because I don't really feel like you can balance that the same with slow drivers. So I don't know what you need, a more exaggerated, more deeper word than that.
you just need
But
to stop.
grow up, get a life.
No wonder you don't have a profile picture. Kara says, I had a crush on Makepeace from Dempsey and Makepeace. And Kara says, BB Man, she's clearly older than you. Good one. Wick News says, emotions give it away. 50 Thunder says, didn't Agnetha Foskey from ABBA end up marrying her stalker? Right, I'm going to have to Google that. BB Man says, you don't know how old I am. We don't care. Wick News says,
Just
tell
look,
them.
I just want to say something. You're such a tart, even if
You're such a
no matter if so basically, right, say if you were like 30, then that means that you're just gonna go out with any 30-year-old. That's not how life works, okay? You don't just do that just because of the age.
Francis says, prawn sandwich, anyone? Karen says, Francis strawberry sandwich. Shira says, somebody behind you, don't look. Francis says, banana sandwich, and Kara says, laughing emoji. No wonder he's got laughing emoji with his madness. And Gary says, such a tart, laughing. That was classic, Gary. He's such a tart. It's nearly as good as it was a ferry with water around it.
I used the term tart lots.
Chris says, nice one, love it.
Well, I find it very difficult because of tart. To me, that's the only word I can use to describe certain type of people. So when I'm trying to describe that to somebody else, I don't really want to use the word as strong as tart. It's very difficult because I'm thinking I cannot describe this
I think
person without saying the
tart's
word
quite a
tart.
pleasant way. I think slag's
Oh yeah,
a nasty
why don't you use that
way. No, I don't think you should use. I think you say, oh, you're such a tart. I mean, I'd say that to Billy, but I wouldn't turn around and say you're such a
You
slag.
have.
Do I? I don't think
Well, it's because he's a tart. So you would
Oh
say
yeah, I do. I say you. Not that my son is a tart.
That's who he's with.
I don't think he is a tart. You know, what I'm saying is when I jovially say stuff to him, I will use the tart, but I wouldn't jovially use the word slag. So I think slag's a lot
I wouldn't call-
stronger.
Yeah, but I mean, I never really crossed into my mind. I always use the word tart. But it's very difficult when somebody doesn't know what the word tart means because I'm like,
And slappers.
what else can I say if you don't know what tart means?
Yeah. So no, I don't think tart's that bad.
No.
Chris got called a tart once by the cousin. Oh well. Oh yeah.
So when we were in France, we saw this wonderful hotel, and it wasn't in running, but we saw it. It was absolutely stunning. We didn't look around the outside, and we really wanted to go in. Now there's a video on my channel on this, and we really wanted to go inside and see, because it was such a stunning building. It really, really was, and you could see there was a lot of history to it. So the day after that, we happened to be walking past, and this looks like rundowns. Basically, we didn't look like anybody lived in it, but it comes because of that side, but the back of it did.
Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful.
So this is.
It's because the storage is full, so I can't screenshot a picture.
So this is it. It's absolutely stunning. So we went past the next day, and they actually had the doors open, so those doors there, and we actually got to go inside and look inside. So we're just going to tell you a bit about it. But it's absolutely
just
stunning.
fell in love with it. So that's in Montreal-sur-Mer. I don't know if anybody's been, but the houses there are pretty super. Majority of them are. It hasn't been ruined by like modern builds, and wrecked everywhere. So they're all really old stone-built, brick-built houses. They're lovely. But this one, we were just walking around and we just fell in love with it. It just particularly stood out. I didn't know anything about it, and we went back and googled it, and it's like one of the most famous hotels. It was in 1837 when Victor Hugo, who's the author, now I might not say this correctly because I'm not French, Les Miserables, took a trip to Belgium with his mistress Juliette Drouet, and on the way back to Paris he travelled across France, and on the 4th of September he arrived at this hotel, and he dined in it in room 12B, which overlooks the courtyard. And he said that he'd been disappointed, and there's no mer, because it's Montreal-sur-Mer, but because of silt, apparently, this is quite amazing as well, it's no longer by the sea. It used to be hundreds of years ago. And it used to have a little harbour, and it's all silted up. But where he dined, this hotel that you've seen on the picture, it was the inspiration for the inn in Les Miserables, as did the innkeeper, his wife, and Cassette, and the waitress. And there's a pivotal scene where a runaway cart rolling down the hill on the cobblestones crushes a pedestrian. And Hugo witnessed a similar event in the main cobbled road to the Cabbie Saint Firmin, leading to the coaching in courtyard of the Hotel de France. So it's all round from there. So this hotel. So we really wanted to go in because it's all run down. It's getting put into apartments, unfortunately. And we thought, oh, we'll never get a chance to go in it. And we went the next day, didn't we? We were just passing. And the door was open, and we went in, and the owner was there, and they were going on the last day, and we got an interview, didn't we, and got to look in.
No, but I mean, you could sense how upset she was about it as well.
I'll put the link on. Don't watch it now, obviously. Don't go. But I'll put the link on for you so that you can watch it afterwards.
I was just trying to find something, but I can't find it. Never mind.
But this is a bit of it on there, but don't go yet. And that's the video. Obviously, there is sound on the video. I don't just do a silent video the whole way through for 6 minutes. And then you get an interview with us, so make sure you have a look at it. After the news is finished, though. Don't be naughty. Don't go off.
Now, so there's this ship that sank. And you went, wait,
I can't get back on now.
I'll do that. You can do this.
No, I just want to put the link on. You just carry on. Just hang on 1 minute. Let me just get on. Just 1 minute. I'm doing it now.
I don't know if everybody saw about that thing. I know. I mean, it was fairly talked about, but it was the Coldplay
concert.
Coldplay concert where the CEO was caught cheating with another person that worked with them. And that wasn't good, was it?
No, it's just gone mental, hasn't it?
Well, no,
it just goes one thing can completely change your life.
He's had to resign. You know, he had to resign.
Yeah, but I know that. But I mean, just doing that one thing.
And it could have been changed by a few seconds. And also, if he didn't have his arms round her, he could have had a lot more stronger argument. If he was like stood a bit, further away, he could have just said, "Oh well, I went. You don't like."
I went, and it just happened with when there was about 200, God knows how many thousand people there, just happened to be next to her.
Yeah, but he could have said, like, "Oh, she was going, I was going. You don't like Coldplay," hoping that she don't like Coldplay.
Yeah, they can't see. They can type and they can't see.
Why can't I can get it working?
They can't see, honestly.
Yeah, I'll get it working.
No, it's up to you. You've only got 2 and it's not loading.
Yeah, but I'll just get it working.
Right, but they've all been messaging.
Yeah, but I'll sort it out. I'll just get it working. You haven't given me an opportunity to get it working.
Right, okay, but we're finished anyway. We've only got one story.
Can I just get it working?
No, it's okay. It's up to you. I don't know if I'm ready on because I've just said goodbye to them all.
Oh, we should have waited. Can I just get it working? Right. It's back on. So I told you I'd get it working. Back on. You bring that, maybe? No,
No.
give us 1 second.
What's wrong, Zach? What's wrong? What's happened?
Okay, just give us 1 second. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ooh, no, that's gonna break. Give me 1 second. You're just gonna have to live for a second.
Oh, why do you have to be so annoying? Damn camera.
Zach, what's wrong? Right, I'm just gonna turn the camera off for a second. Give me 1 second. You can hear my voice. Just give me 1 second. I just don't want to make you sick because you're gonna be standing around for 7 minutes. It's hard to explain. There. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. Right. This is the chair that we got from France. Now, just give me 1 more second. Okay, let me just give me 1 more second. This is not going well. Oh, come on, stand. What's wrong, Zach? You going up? This is a chair we got from France. How much was it originally? How much did I manage to haggle it down to?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think I'm. Are you sure you don't remember how much it was?
No.
Oh, go on, think about it. What? Nice. Okay.
Okay. Right, I've got the
And
news.
we did pay a bit more for it than probably, but we just sort of like it was very nice, so it felt a bit bad to leave it. Cause
Well, I thought you were going to do a thing of the stuff you brought from France.
well, yeah, but I had no, it's happened now, isn't it? Right, so we were just talking. We're just going to repeat what we were saying. So, you want to read out the comments because obviously all those comments. Haven't
Oh,
been read
right,
out,
I forgot
have
about no, I forgot about that. Well, let's say goodbye to everybody.
they? Well, you didn't give me the opportunity to fix it.
I'm sorry, but I think everybody's gone.
No.
Dave says good night. All they're all saying good night. Oh,
Yeah,
Dave's
before
back.
that, before that.
What was before that?
You didn't tell me there was something before that.
Got cold, the Jeremy dodgy. I won't tell you what I did. I did the glass work. I've done that one. Gary, glad he got caught. But lol, can't imagine what his wife is going through. Oh, Gary says, glad he got caught. I can't imagine what his wife is going through. And then it's appear to have lost you. Is anyone else having trouble?
No, it was
Wife-
before that.
No,
Just
it's
obviously
not.
when it was going out.
Oh, I've just sat on the cat now.
That's going for enough traumas about you doing that. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. No, it's just thank you. It's just goodbyes and everything. Dave says, I take it there's no rain there. There has been. It was just unbelievable, actually, wasn't it? It was just really bad, but it's fine now. I was just about to go to bed. My alarm is going off at 2:30. I think she's just got one story left. Right, so, and the pictures are on there and the video's on there. So this is quite an old story, but it just came up on my newsfeed and I just thought it was so interesting. And this is about the Endurance, and it's the lost vessel of the Antarctic explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, and it sank to the bottom of the Weddell Sea. And not only, you know, that's quite an interesting story that they found it, but it's the interesting about it is it's like it's just sunk, and it's been there since 1915, so it's been well over 100 years. And it was crushed by sea ice, and it forced Shackleton and his men to make an escape on foot, and they got away in small boats. But even though it's been sitting in the water for over a century, it just looks like, it was just unbelievable. And that's why I just thought I'd cover the story, because I didn't know about it, even though it is quite an old story. They did find it in 2022. I just thought it was really interesting. The timbers are exactly the same as when it went down. You can still clearly see there on the stern the name. It's unbelievable, of the ship. And Menson Bound, who was the marine archaeologist that was part of the expedition to find it, he said, without any exaggeration, this is the finest wooden shipwreck I ever seen by far. And he's fulfilled his ambition. He's been doing this for 50 years, and he's found this ship. And it's just amazing the condition it's in.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really, really interesting story, that, and how it's survived wood at the bottom of the ocean.
And also it's how they've continued looking for it as well. They haven't just, you know, thought, oh, that's, you know, we lost it, move on, life goes on. But they've actually kept looking for it as well, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. Right, is that done then?
I think so.
Yeah, so thank you very much, and I'll thank you again after doing that. Bye, everybody, again.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you all next week.
Gary says seawater's preserved it like Mary Rose. So, yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you all later. Have a
See you
wonderful
later.
evening.
Bye-bye. Bye.